Hi, it's Alyssa Tachlis in Tel Aviv. No makeup, no filter. My mother would not be proud of this, but if I don't say it, I just have to flow with it because I'm gonna be attacked for this video. But I think I have every right, as everybody else does, to state their opinion, no matter their connection, no matter their history, no matter their background or their connection to this story. Less than a week ago, the whole country was flooded by a marriage between two people in love, and one is Jewish and one is Arab. And here's my call. Their priority, their prerogative, whatever they want to do it. Do it. But I don't think that the entire country has to be in on it. I don't think that the government has any say in it. I think that if the chief rabbi wanted to say something in a Jewish country about a marriage of a Jewish man to an Arab woman, that's fine. But what I am feeling is so uncomfortable because this is a Jewish country based on the Torah, based on the Jewish faith, based on something. And I've talked about Mizgeret before. And so without some framework or base, we have nothing. So I'm lost because at this point, to me, if everybody is screaming love is love, then pretty much this country is just a place of complete and utter debauchery behavior, to do whatever, whenever, scream and yell and do all the liberal dances, all on the backs of foreign Jewish money. Yeah, that's what I said. This is insane. And the comments that I've heard are just, it's so disgusting that if a religious person chimes in to talk about intermarriage, Jewish person, religious person talks about intermarriage, they are attacked and called a racist or a Nazi. That is insane to me. What's an interesting topic to bring up is if you bring up this topic and ask many secular Israelis, they're like, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. They can do what they want. And I say, okay, fine. Then that should be across the board. Gay marriage, everything, across the board, out. Yes, but it's not the same thing. Well, you know what? Who is anybody to say what love is at this point, right? Because the fight in the comments that from the liberal point perspective is like love is love and you should be able to do whatever you want. I'm okay with it. Like, do whatever you want. But what I don't understand is if you're going to do something that's kind of against the grain, why make such a big statement? Like, you can go under the radar and do weddings and relationships. Now, a boyfriend and girlfriend in Tel Aviv can be whatever they want. I mean, I could date a panda. And I can fall in love with this panda because love is love, and this is the way Tel Aviv rolls, and you can do whatever you want. So I don't really buy this 4-year secret relationship thing because they were afraid, because I think a boom marriage and a shock to the country when you're talking about two very popular and very public figures, I think it's just a created media frenzy. I think that 4 or 5 years ago, whatever it is, that, you know, their careers weren't in that place, and yeah, it could have affected their careers, but now it's just like internet numbers are up and like an agent's dream come true. And I've only heard incredible love and hate of anybody that has made any derogatory comment. But the reality of it is Are we living in a Jewish country? And what is it to be Jewish? Do we follow the Torah? I don't know. Do we curse every rabbi? Do we curse every religious person? I don't know. I'd love to understand the Muslim perspective on this. I think that's a fascinating thing too. I truly believe that you should do what you want, but I think you should respect the place that you live in and the sort of ground rules that are set. And I think that there's a base, and if that's orthodoxy, that's the root. And I think each time you try to change the religion, you change the faith, you change the values, then you are turning whatever that is into something different. And that is no longer Judaism. That is a whole nother religion. And that's okay. But the religion here is Judaism, based in an orthodoxy, based in Torah, I'm sure I'll get attacked for this. But here's my other flip side of all of this, and that is, growing up, it was taboo to marry outside our religion. And I have to say, I probably broke some hearts along the way. And my heart was broken too when I realized I couldn't do it. I couldn't date a non-Jewish guy and feel good about it. And they were fantastic human beings. And it's really my loss in the end because I'm conflicted and confused. Because it's a bigger problem in the diaspora. Because people sort of hold on to a clique. It's like a membership. But in Israel, I realized so many of my friends are Jewish, not Jewish. I learned so much about this. My friends are married to Israeli men. They are non-Jewish women. And their children are growing up with more of a Jewish education than most of my secular Jewish friends in America. So if the problem is, what will their identity be? Well, these kids go to school. They're not really said, oh, you're an Arab and you're a Christian and you're a Jew. They're going to Jewish religious schools. They're going to Jewish religious schools. If they're going to public schools, they're all together. And by the way, they all look different. Nowadays, we've got kids from all parts of Africa. We have Filipinos in the schools. It's everything. They are growing up on Jewish values because they're in the Jewish education system. They are growing up with Jewish holidays. They are growing up with just a sense of Jewish culture. I mean, I grew up in America. It's a Christian country. And I grew up with some Christian values. I had a Jewish education. But my school was 5 days a week. My Jewish education was 2 days a week, and of course at home. But these kids that are growing up from intermarriage here in Israel are growing up in a Jewish way. So I'm really a little bit confused and a little bit lost, but I do believe that if you're going to go against the grain of the country that you live in, and you love your country so much, so you should respect it a bit and not create a media frenzy. And I think with all the control of the media, I'm not too sure if that was manipulated. It makes me feel a bit uneasy that somebody could actually control the media in Israel, because this is a country that is based on gossip and jealousy. And if a hot Israeli actor guy marries the Arab news reporter, my God, people go bonkers. But if you just do it, you just date, you just keep it cool, and then you fall in love and you get married, and you just do it, and it just gets accepted. And maybe your family doesn't accept it at first, and maybe there's issues, but there's a whole lot of other problems in the world. There's sickness, and there is terrorism and death. These things, the minute the kid is born, they name him, maybe that's an issue. But the bottom line is, it just all melts itself in. It's like a woman having a baby out of wedlock. Just the kid gets accepted, life gets accepted. Who cares if people judge? Then they're not your friends to begin with. So who cares? And the bottom line is, you don't want to go into politics, or maybe you do, or whatever it is, but just respect the place where you live. That's about it. Ciao for now. Peace on earth, or whatever it is.